pump and run it up there basically.
All right, let's hit 2 more.
We can just move the hole right there and we'll be fine.
Yeah, no kidding. All 3 golf balls hit each other. I want you in after a little more.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to go grab the golf balls, we can go over a few things here.
Good, Sam.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Borrow your club for a second. So if you want to come stand over this side so you can see it. So your tendency is when you chip, and it's part of the reason you keep coming up short, is you're keeping a pretty good stable arms and club shaft position, but as soon as you get through impact, you kind of get a little more cuppy with your left wrist, which then just adds a ton of loft and makes it really easy to slide under it. So what we got to work on is trying to keep that Y almost all the way through, to where as you swing through, right, you can see how my left arm and the shaft stay a lot more as one.
Yep.
Rather than here, it's almost like your right arm and your left and the shaft's all as one. And the more that club slides under, it's really hard to judge the rollout because the golf ball's kind of just rolling over the face versus actually being hit. So if we can get that shaft staying slightly leaning forward, how far you're flying is completely fine. It's just, it's so hard to judge that rollout. So a good drill is if you just grab an alignment stick, put it between your club and your hands, get it up your left side, and your goal is to chip through and not hit each other, or hit your side. That way you can keep that shaft leaning forward, control the loft better. I mean, obviously there's times where that club does need to be kind of released through to when you've got absolutely no green to work with, but
Yep.
here, more than half the golf shots putting green. So you can go ahead and just kind of dump it on the green and let it run, rather than trying to hit a soft flop shot, which just gets you in a little inconsistency with the
Will it
carry
check?
distance.
Will it check more that way?
It'll still check. The good contact and clean grooves is going to be more the checking part, right? So it should still have a little bit of check. And here, you're probably not going to need as big a golf swing,
Yep.
because it is a little flatter face. It's going to come out a little bit hotter rather than soft and not quite getting as far as it needs to go. Good. So let's go ahead and hit a couple. So based on knowing that this might run a little more, are you still thinking halfway or the
If
same
it's
spot?
gonna run more, I'm gonna land it right at that first cut line.
Sure. So like what, 3 feet on the green?
Yep.
Right, because that one you probably landed what, 2 feet or a foot short of where you're trying to,
Yep.
and even that one got to where your
Originals were-
shots were going before. So you can imagine if you land it where you're trying to, it's going to run out.
Just do it a little past that. Oh, that felt like it rolled right up the face.
Yeah, that one sounded like you might have hit yourself too.
I did.
So it's that really exaggerated, and especially when you're on the course when you can't do this, all you're trying to do is keep that club leaning as far forward as at the end of the swing as you can. Oh, cool. Lipped out.
That one.
That was really good though. There we go. Good. Very good. So let's do that a couple more times.
I've been using lob.
Sure. I mean,
Should
this,
I go with the sand?
what I'd recommend is use this motion, and if you need higher, go to lob wedge. If it's something that you want to run out a little more, just start going down and loft, working all the way down to even 7,
Yeah.
8 iron, right?
Yeah.
Just it's all about judging. As long as you know, let's say with your lob wedge, it's 60% in the air, 30% run out, that you have enough room. I'd always recommend trying to make sure it lands on the green. Obviously, there's times it doesn't work, but to where it's completely short-sighted. But if you're able to land it on the green and still control the run out, it's really pick the club you're comfortable with to be able to get the result you're looking for. As long as you know it's this percentage of carry to be able to get it close to the hole.
All right, that's a good way to think of that. Percent of carry to roll.
Yep.
Oh. I gave up on that
I
one.
was gonna say that's the fun part. Make sure you actually swing through it. There we go. There we go. Nice.
Yep, I got to get more comfortable getting aggressive.
Yeah.
at the
And
end.
if you're not comfortable with being aggressive, then yeah, switch down to what's your next one? 54.
Yep, 54.
Go to that and land it maybe similar to slightly short of where you're landing this club. There we go. Very good. Very good.
It's in. That's one puttable.
Yeah, I mean, I'd call being 14 inches away a good chance at one putt. Let's do 4 more. This time we'll do it without the stick to make sure you can do it.
Want me to go to a different pin?
No, let's stick with the same one. It's all about controlling the
motion.
length of the swing and controlling that finish position. But even when you're on the course, it's all about length of swing, picking your landing spot. The hole doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
If you've got a good spot where it's going to break towards the hole and you land it on your spot, you got a good chance of holing it. You'll never have a good chance of holing it if you're just trying to hit it in the hole without a plan. There we go. Very good.
It helps to hold that all the way through.
Yeah, when you get the loft of the club changing all the way through, it's just really hard to control that carry distance.
Yeah.
And even when you're trying to hit flop shots, you can do it with a very similar motion. Just start with the face more open, right? It's the same thing. Just obviously your alignment might need to change because your club face is aimed more right.
Yep.
But very rare you're going to need a full flop shot, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'd consider this a pretty short chip shot,
I would agree.
and you're not even close to flopping it. Very good.
But those check up pretty good compared to what I was doing. Oh, that one I broke down on.
There we go. Good.
That should go in.
I mean, you got one there out of 3 that's, you may have a chance of missing that one, but the other 2 should be pretty easy tapping.
Yep. Make it 75%. Oh.
But even there, where 1, you didn't hit it hard enough, but 2 wasn't your best contact, it still ran out a little bit for you to at least give you a chance.
Yeah.
Versus that flop shot, if you don't swing hard enough, it's right in front of you. And
And you're chipping again.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, when you're on the course, just pick your target. And then from there, it's all about making sure that shaft stays as vertical as you can.